What's up with it? You watching the Bank Bomber TV? And yeah, we about to check out this clip from the YouTube channel Culture Spill. And the title is Biggie's Mom Slams Drake. Insults of Tupac and Biggie. Drake's a culture vulture. Man, that's crazy, man. That way Drake can't get a break, man. It's like the world is closing in on him, you know what I'm saying? Shit, let's see why Biggie mama mad at Drake, man. Let's check out the clip.
Drake will never truly be a part of the culture because he is a culture vulture.
Don't you think it's quite ironic for someone, a biracial someone with a black father, who has 4 Grammy Awards, 3 BET Awards, and a whopping 34 Billboard Music Awards, among many other awards, to be branded a culture vulture? I mean, how's Drake bagging all these awards if he lacks originality?
I think it's a culture vulture because he does it with everything. So when he's trying to appeal to a Southern audience, he hops on like the quote-unquote Southern wave. When he's trying to appeal to a Caribbean audience, he hops on the Caribbean wave. When he's trying to appeal to a UK audience and do a world tour, he hops on the UK wave. He's taking pictures with McGregor. Like, Drake is an anamorph. Like, he changes every time for whatever he wants. He's not just doing it on record.
Well, Drake is once again getting slammed for being a culture vulture. And the origin of the recent blast stems from the Kendrick Lamar beef, where Drake shamelessly used Tupac Shakur's AI voice in a diss track. Now, I know that Drake did not mention Biggie or use Biggie's voice in the beef, but somehow people also still drew comparison to both Biggie and Tupac, saying that Kendrick and Drake were trying too hard to chase the energy of Biggie and Tupac. And because of that, Biggie was also catching strays. Apparently, Biggie's mother was livid that once again, her son was being dragged into unnecessary drama with all this narrative of Drake being a culture vulture. But is Drake truly a culture vulture? Honey, best believe that he has heard y'all's comments about him being a culture vulture. And guess what? He actually responded to who he specifically called haters.
Like, I hate that people think that, like, me being, like, into music from these kids that are trying to like make it and trying to build a name for themselves is like, oh, that's some culture vulture. Like, what does that even mean? I don't understand what that means. Yeah. Would you rather me like not like, acknowledge anything or support? Like, that's some real like confused like hater. But it is what it is. I see it a lot, and I'll never understand how like supporting somebody's song or even going a step further, giving somebody a song or linking up.
I ain't gonna lie, he do kind of seem culture vulturous because, like, you look at his mannerisms and shit, you know, he like a straight nerd, you know what I'm saying? But you will connect with people like you a street dude in these videos and shit and portray a street nigga or some shit. But really, though, we see your ass really just a real, like, you a proper ass square type nigga, you know what I'm saying?
I'll never understand how that's not viewed as like something admirable, but...
Okay, guys, Drake is not really new to the allegation that he is a culture vulture, but these recent allegations started making rounds after Drake released Tailor Made as one of the songs in the back and forth war of words between him and Kendrick. Now, beyond taking shots at both Kendrick and Taylor Swift, the track made headlines because of its prominent use of artificial intelligence technology to create fake verses from Tupac and Snoop Dogg, 2 West Coast legends idolized by Kendrick. On the song, the AI Tupac vocals rap, "Kendrick, we need you, the West Coast savior, engraving your name in some hip-hop history. If you deal with this viciously, you seem a little bit nervous about the publicity." For some reason, Drake thought it'd be okay to use Tupac's synthetic voice in his song without asking permission from Pac's estate. But soon after the song's release, Tupac's estate sent a cease and desist letter demanding that Drake take the song down. In the letter, an attorney said that the estate was deeply dismayed and disappointed by Drake's unauthorized use of Tupac's voice and personality. The estate actually called the use of Tupac's AI vocals a flagrant violation of Tupac's publicity and their legal rights, as well as blatant disregard of the legacy of one of the greatest hip-hop artists of all time. In fact, they also added that it's not something the estate would ever have given approval of. In addition, the estate argued that the song had caused substantial economic and reputational harm by creating the false impression that the estate and Tupac promote or endorse the lyrics of the sound-alike. Contrary to that, they actually called Kendrick Drake a good friend to the estate who has given nothing but respect to Tupac and his legacy publicly and privately. The letter also highlighted that Drake himself has made previous objections to the use of his own likeness by others. And other than the drama that involved Heart on My Sleeve, which was quickly pulled down from the internet, the letter also pointed to a lesser-known federal lawsuit in which Drake's attorneys accused a website of using his image without authorization. They were also demanding that Drake provide a detailed explanation for how the sound-alike was created and the person or company that created it.
I ain't gonna lie, I think them shutting down this track, that probably fucked up Drake momentum, you know what I'm saying? To be firing back and shit after that, it probably was, you know, it probably was like back to ground zero, probably fucked them up a little bit.
Including all recordings and other data scrapped or used. Then they concluded by saying, if you comply, the estate will consider whether an informal negotiation to resolve this matter makes sense. If you do not comply, our client has authorized this firm to pursue all of its legal remedies, including, but not limited to, an action for violation of the estate's copyright, publicity and personality rights and the resulting damages, injunctive relief, and punitive damages and attorney's fees. Well, as soon as he was hit with this cease and desist, the song was scrubbed from Drake's Instagram page and from his X account. But like I said, the fact that Drake used Tupac's AI voice made a lot of people say that Kendrick and Drake were trying too hard to chase the energy of Biggie and Tupac. And while people were talking about the song, the beef between Tupac and Biggie started making rounds again. And as usual, not everyone was kind with their words. Baby, if it was up to Miss Valletta Wallace, she would rather not have people bring up her son every minute, because she is already going through enough trying to figure out who unalived him. But you know what? The bigger conversation wasn't even about that. It was about how Drake just won't stop being a culture vulture. Child, one of the things that has been said about Drake being a culture vulture is that for whatever reason, he has always been in the right place at just the right time to catch the wave of a new artist's rise to fame and feature on their remix. Yes, the remixes have been beneficial to upcoming artists, but we also can't deny that most of the time Drake is often the greatest beneficiary of the attention these artists and singles receive. Then there's how Drake apparently also inserts himself in trending sounds, just staying relevant. For instance, in 2014, Drake inserted himself into the fold of grime. But when the buzz was no longer there, in 2018, he hopped onto Afrobeat. Then in 2020, he began attempting to make UK drill, and his 2022 project, Honestly, Nevermind, featured production by Amapiano producers. And can I just also mention the various accents? I mean, at one point, Drake could be having a Canadian accent, a British accent, a Jamaican accent, or literally any accent that suits whatever he is trying to sell.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I really think Drake is a fucking great ass actor, man. For real, probably one of the best actors we done ever seen, and we not even realizing this nigga is like an actor. You know what I'm saying? But shit, him jumping wave to wave, shit, that's kind of really smart. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, cause shit, certain genres of music like die out, then certain get popular. So shit, if he like fucking with the popular music, it makes sense, cause that nigga a pop star. You know what I'm saying?
At the moment. And all these accents have also made people conclude that there's basically no originality when it comes to Drake, and have further stamped the culture vulture title on him. Baby, I always say that when celebrities are saying the same things fans have been saying, then maybe there could be some truth to whatever they are saying. And this is exactly what has also happened with Drake. I mean, Earl Sweatshirt posted and then deleted in response to Drake posting Kodak Black's Skirt on episode 6 of OVO, Sound Radio on Beats 1, and vibing to his song, No Hipster Nothing. Drake can be a bit of a vulture on young rap ninjas, and I don't want Lil Kodak to be a Vic of it. In addition, a rapper from the UK named Wiley also referred to Drake on social media as a culture vulture. And when Drake was asked about that comment, he said he will never understand how supporting someone's song or going a step further and giving them a song is not viewed as something admirable. As a matter of fact, the allegation that Drake is a culture vulture is something that Kendrick Lamar also highlighted. In his track, Meet the Grams, Kendrick accused Drake of harboring a secret daughter and of having a series of addictions to gambling, alcohol, hard substances, intimate activities, and heavy spending. Kendrick also brought up the allegation that Drake is a PED, which is something that has been said a few times over the years.
Listen, we keeping Drake away from the car show because the kids are welcome. Nobody with that background, no, shall be allowed on the Promised Land premises.
Then Kendrick also got very specific with the
Man.
culture vulture allegations with the lyrics, "You run to Atlanta when you need a check balance. Let me break it down for you. This the real challenge. You called Future when you didn't see the club. Lil Baby helped you get your lingo up. 21 gave you false street cred. Thug made you feel like you a slime in your head. Quavo said you can be from the north side. 2 Chainz said you good, but he lied. You run to Atlanta when you need a few dollars. No, you not a colleague, you a colonizer. The family matter and the truth of the matter. Here's God's plans to show you the liar." So basically what people have been saying is that Drake rips sounds and shamelessly uses
was fire.
accents without really building anything original. And it's not like other artists don't jump on trends and sounds, they do. But according to a lot of people, Drake doesn't really build on what he steals into anything interesting. He just waters it down, dumps it, and moves on to the next big thing. On the other hand, of course, we also have people strongly supporting Drake and saying that all this talk about him being a culture vulture is total BS. But where do you stand? Do you see how Drake is a culture vulture? Or do you think he's just a talented, versatile artist? I can't wait to know what you think.
Man, yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie. I think it's some culture vulture in there though. You know what I'm saying? But then again, though, he a pop star and shit. You know what I'm saying? He mostly image. You know damn well he ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? But even if you a square, you can be like certain. You can be with like the shit and shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he do. I think. Yeah, I won't say like he a straight culture vulture and shit, but he do vulture a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so man, I ain't gonna lie, I think Drake was like building himself as he like went on, you know what I'm saying? Because when he first started, you could tell he was like square as hell. Then he's still square as hell, but then like he been building his image as he go and shit. Because the nigga really ain't had no image, you know what I'm saying? From that fucking show he was on, that wasn't no good image, you know what I'm saying? But as he was going on, he been building his image, and that nigga a good actor, you know what I'm saying? So shit, yeah, man, shit. What y'all think? Y'all think Drake a culture vulture? Let me know what y'all think in the comments.